Have you ever noticed how quiet things make the biggest impact? A storm doesn't always begin with thunder. Sometimes it starts with complete stillness. And in relationships, silence is not weakness. Silence is a message, one that speaks louder than any words ever could. When you stop explaining, when you stop chasing, when you stop filling the space with your energy, he feels it deeply. And the moment you go quiet, that's when his thoughts start to get loud. He thinks you're still going to fight for him. He believes you'll reach out, that you'll try one more time just to show him you care. But what he doesn't expect is your silence. That space where your voice used to be, it will echo in his life. The way you used to show up, the way you used to check on him, the way your presence made everything feel right. Now it's gone. And that stillness, it will follow him like a shadow. He won't admit it at first. He'll act like everything's fine, like your silence doesn't bother him. But late at night, when the world goes quiet, so does he. And in that silence, your absence will scream. He will remember how your energy used to light up the room, how your support felt like a safe place. But now, he's alone with his thoughts, and they won't be kind. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it's a mirror that forces him to see the truth without distraction. And the truth is, no one gave him what you gave. No one stood by him the way you did. No one loved him like you. And now that the noise is gone, he'll start to hear what he ignored. The way you made him feel safe, seen, chosen. Imagine a radio playing softly in the background. You don't realize how much you needed the music until it's turned off. That's your presence. He may not have noticed it fully when he had it, but now that it's gone, the silence is unbearable. That's when the regret sets in. That's when the overthinking starts. That's when he replays every word you said, every moment you shared, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. And Queen, yes, Queen, this is your power. You do not scream to be heard. You do not chase to be chosen. You reign in silence. You teach in absence. And the lesson is unforgettable. Write this in the comments and claim it. My silence speaks louder than his excuses. If this message reminded you of your power, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're here to remind queens like you that your silence is strength and your presence is a privilege. Number 1. He will start conversations with himself that you never had to speak aloud. Have you ever noticed what happens when you stop talking? When the calls stop, the texts stop, the checking in stops. Not because you're bitter, not because you're weak, but because you're done. That silence, it's louder than any argument, louder than any "I miss you," louder than any goodbye. And the moment you go silent, he starts hearing things, thoughts he avoided, questions he never asked, guilt he never faced. That's when the conversations begin, not with you, but with himself. He'll lie awake at night wondering why you didn't fight this time. He'll look at his phone, expecting your name to pop up, but it doesn't, and that silence will echo through him like a memory he can't shake. You see, he was used to your love being loud, loud in your support, in your patience, in your presence. But now that you're quiet, his mind is screaming. He will start to hear all the things you never had to say, and every single one of them will hit harder because they're coming from within him. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And that's exactly what he did. He wasted time. He wasted your love. He wasted the one woman who would have stood beside him in the storm. But now that the noise has faded, now that your silence has taken center stage, he has nowhere to run. No more distractions, no more excuses, just him. and the sound of what he lost. Imagine a hallway where every step echoes. That's what your absence feels like to him now. Every quiet moment becomes a reminder. Every smile he sees from another woman feels forced. Every conversation feels shallow. Because the voice he really wants to hear, the one that used to bring him peace, is now silent. And queens, this is where you shift. Yes, queens. The moment you chose silence over chasing, you became untouchable. You didn't disappear, you rose. And now he's having full-blown conversations in his mind, trying to make sense of your calm. Your quiet has become his chaos. So write this in the comments and claim it. My silence says what my words never could. And if this message spoke to your soul, if it reminded you of the power that's always been inside you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, building a space for powerful women like you, because queens, your silence isn't the end. It's your empire's beginning. Number 2. He will miss the way you made chaos feel like peace. Have you ever seen someone miss calm only after they've been swallowed by chaos? He didn't notice it while you were around. He didn't see it when your love kept everything steady. But now that you're gone, now that your silence has filled the space where your comfort used to live, he's finally starting to feel the storm. He will miss the way you made chaos feel like peace, not just with your words, but with your energy, your presence, your love that softened every edge he had. At first, he thought excitement came from drama. He thought love meant loud gestures, constant attention, non-stop noise. But you weren't noise. You were the calm before the noise. You were the reason the storm never fully hit. You brought him peace without asking for anything in return. And now, that peace is gone. Now he hears the noise he used to crave, and it doesn't sound like music anymore. It sounds like everything he didn't appreciate, until now. There's a quote that says, "Silence isn't empty, it's full of answers." That's exactly what he's discovering now. Your silence is not quiet. It's loud in its own way. It tells him everything he refused to see. It tells him that real love doesn't fight to be seen. It just is. It's steady, it's soft, it's healing. And that's exactly what you gave him without asking for applause. Think of a warm fireplace on a cold night. It doesn't need to shout to be felt. It simply exists, glowing in the background, making everything feel safe. That was you. And now, he's out in the cold. He traded fire for fireworks, brief, loud, bright, but gone in seconds. And now that the noise has faded, he's left with silence. The kind of silence that makes a man think. The kind of silence that makes him miss what once kept him from falling apart. And this is where everything shifts, Queen. Yes, Queen. You are not just the woman who brought peace, you are peace. You are the calm that no storm could match. And now that you're silent, you're speaking louder than ever. He will remember you not for how loudly you loved him, but for how deeply your love held him together, even when he didn't know it. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I was the peace he didn't value. Now I am the silence he can't escape. We're building a place where queens rise, reign, and never look back. Number 3. He'll realize too late that you were the safe place he burned for a temporary thrill. ChatGPT said, "Have you ever seen someone walk out of a warm house just to chase the glow of city lights, only to find out the lights were just reflections on glass?" That's what he did. He had comfort, care, real love. But instead of staying, he ran towards something that only looked exciting. He thought he upgraded. He thought the thrill would last. But now the excitement is gone, and the silence you left behind is speaking louder than any "I told you so." He'll realize it too late. He'll remember how you made everything feel steady when the world around him was falling apart. You were his peace, his anchor. But he didn't want peace. He wanted a rush. And now that the noise has faded and you've gone quiet, he's starting to feel the emptiness. He left the woman who would have stood through the storm just to chase a breeze. But Queens, silence doesn't just stay quiet, it teaches. And now, he's learning. As the thrill he chased begins to crack, he'll think back. He'll remember the way your arms felt like home, the way your voice softened his worst days. He'll wish he had chosen the safe place over the temporary flame. But your silence now, it's the locked door he'll never get to open again. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And right now, his thoughts are circling you. He thought you'd always be there. He thought he could come back when the game was over. But queens don't wait to be picked. Queens don't stand in the cold, hoping to be remembered. You were the fire. You were the home. And now, he's left in the dark, staring at the life he destroyed for a spark that burned out too fast. So hear me, beautiful lady. You are not broken. You were the shelter, the calm, the sanctuary. And now, you are the mystery that haunts him. Your silence is power. Let it echo. Let it remind him, day after day, what he let go. You are no longer the woman he can come back to. You are the lesson he must live with. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. He lost his safe place forever. We are here to remind queens like you that your silence isn't the end. It's the beginning of your reign. Number 4. He will discover that distance does what words never could. Have you ever noticed how the quietest moments often leave the deepest marks? It's not the shouting, not the endless explaining, not even the tears that stay with him. It's the silence, the distance, the space where your voice used to live. That's what lingers. That's what shakes him. You didn't need to scream to be heard. You just disappeared. And now, every inch of distance between you is telling him something no words ever could. You're done waiting. You're done proving. You've already left the room, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Right now, he's pretending he's fine. He thinks you'll reach out. He believes your silence is temporary. But what he doesn't understand yet is that silence is a decision. You didn't choose distance because you were weak. You chose it because you were tired of talking to a wall, because you finally realized that the most powerful move isn't always confrontation. It's walking away and letting the silence echo. As Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen more and talk less." And now, he's the one listening, to the silence you left behind, to the missing texts, the quiet mornings, the space he used to take for granted. That silence is now louder than every apology he never gave. And for the first time, he is truly alone, with only his thoughts and your absence to keep him company. Think of it like a room that used to be full of light. He left the window open, thinking you'd always bring the sun, but you've taken that light with you. Now he stands in shadows, realizing that no one else warms him the way you did. And no matter how many people he surrounds himself with, the emptiness remains, because silence, real silence, isn't quiet. It's haunting. Now is your time, beautiful woman. The moment you stop explaining, you start elevating. The moment you go silent, you go sovereign. You're not just a woman anymore. You are a queen who knows that her energy is too precious to be wasted on anyone unsure of her worth. Write this in the comments and claim it. My silence is my power. Queens, if this message reminded you of your strength, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to bring you the truth that helps you rise, because the throne was always yours. Now, it's time to sit on it. Number 5. His ego will starve without your attention. Have you ever noticed how quiet can become the loudest sound in a man's life when the woman he once relied on suddenly stops giving him what he took for granted? He was used to your attention. It fed him. Your texts, your check-ins, your affection. Every small gesture was fuel for his ego. But the moment you stop, the moment you go silent, that's when it all starts to crumble. He didn't think it would affect him. He thought you would keep showing up, no matter how he treated you. But now that your energy is gone, he's starving, and he doesn't even know how to fix it. He needed your light to feel seen, your presence to feel powerful. But Queens, a man who only feels strong when he's draining your strength, was never strong to begin with. Your silence is not emptiness. It is a mirror, and now he's finally seeing who he is without you. And the truth? It's ugly. Because the praise is gone, the attention is gone, the comfort of knowing you're still there, gone. And his ego? It's shaking. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." And right now, he wants your attention more than he even realizes. He won't admit it. He'll act unfazed. He'll post pictures. He'll smile wide. But that's all noise. Behind closed doors, he's realizing how cold the world is without the warmth you used to give him freely. Think of a flame in a cold room. At first, he didn't care that it was burning. He stood too far to feel its power. But now that it's gone, he's freezing. That's you. You were the flame. You were the warmth. And now that he's left with nothing but silence, he finally understands that no spotlight shines quite like yours. So now, Queen, yes, Queen, you rise. You do not chase. You do not speak just to be heard. Your absence is the answer. Your stillness is the lesson. He will feel every inch of the distance you've placed between him and your love. And what's worse, he will realize it too late. Write this in the comments and claim it. My silence starves his ego, not my soul. We are building a space where women rise higher, speak wiser, and reign silently, powerfully, unapologetically. Number 6. He will keep looking for you in every smile, every text, every touch, but you won't be there. Have you ever seen a man search for something in plain sight, only to realize what he's looking for is long gone? That's exactly what happens when a woman goes quiet, not out of weakness, but out of strength. He didn't expect you to stop. He didn't expect the calls to end, the texts to disappear, the warmth to fade. And now he's in a silent war with himself, trying to replace what you gave so effortlessly. But your silence keeps reminding him you're no longer there. At first, he won't say it. He'll pretend he's fine. He'll post his smiles, send his good mornings to another, laugh at jokes that barely land. But something will always feel off. He will scroll through old messages, reread your words, and wonder how your absence started to feel louder than your presence ever did. He'll hear your laugh in the quiet. He'll feel your love in empty spaces. And he'll keep looking for you in every smile, every text, every touch. But you've already left that room, and you've taken the light with you. Sometimes, silence is the only language the heart needs to understand what words kept denying. That's what he's learning now. He thought your silence was a phase. He thought he had time. But silence from a woman like you, that's not a pause, it's the final sentence. Think of it like perfume, the kind you can't forget, the kind that lingers long after she's gone. It's not loud, it's not forced, but it changes everything when it disappears. That was your energy, soft, deep, unforgettable. And now that it's gone, he keeps breathing in memories, hoping they'll bring you back. But queens, we don't return, we rise. He traded presence for ego. He chose pride over connection. But you chose yourself. And that choice? That's what makes you untouchable now, because your silence is not empty. It's full of power. It speaks every truth he refused to hear when you were still speaking. Dear Queen, let him search. Let him compare. Let him wonder. You are no longer where he left you. You're above it all. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am no longer where he left me. We're working hard to create these life-changing truths. Queens, your silence is not your loss. It's your crown. Number 7. He will learn the hard way that the one who stops talking has already made her decision. Have you ever wondered why silence feels heavier than shouting? Why the quiet hurts more than the chaos? It's because silence isn't empty. Silence is full of answers, full of decisions. And the moment you stop talking, the moment your voice disappears from his world, something inside him starts to shake. He doesn't say it out loud, but deep down, he knows. You're done. Not just mad, not just upset. You've made your choice. And the truth, he wasn't ready for that. He thought you would always explain. He thought you would always fight, always check in, always be there. But now the phone is quiet. The texts have stopped. The conversations are gone. And suddenly, the woman who once gave him every piece of her heart has gone silent. That's when the panic sets in. Because silence like that, it means something shifted. It means the one who cared the most is now the one who walked away. Silence isn't weakness. It's the sound of strength making a decision. And queens, that's exactly what he never expected. He wanted your attention. He fed off your energy. He thought your love would stay on standby while he played his games. But now, the rules have changed. Now, your silence is the alarm clock he never saw coming. Think of a candle. It flickers for so long, trying to stay lit through the wind, through the darkness. But once it goes out, once that flame dies, no amount of air can bring it back. That was your love. He let the wind blow too hard, for too long. And now that you're quiet, now that the flame is gone, he feels the cold, and the one who thought he could return whenever he pleased will learn that the door has already closed. This is your moment, Queen. Yes, Queen, because only a queen knows when to walk away without a single word. You didn't need to slam the door. You didn't need to shout. You just disappeared, and now he has to live with the silence that screams the truth. You made your decision. So stand tall, beautiful lady. Let the silence echo. Let the absence speak. Let him learn. The one who stops talking is the one who's already gone. Write this in the comments and claim it. My silence was my final answer. If this truth hit your heart, like the video and subscribe. We're here, building an empire of unstoppable queens, and your rise. It starts now.